собираемся это повторять.
Уважаемые коллеги, друзья, студенты, гости, просим оставаться на своих местах. Кто стоит, убедительная просьба размещаться на своих местах и более не передвигаться по залу. Если вдруг кому-то не хватило места, то прошу обратиться к волонтерам, и мы проводим вас в другой зарезервированный зал. Прошу моих сотрудников помочь с этим. Людей, стоящих в зале, должно быть минимально, только те, кто обеспечивает мероприятие. Спасибо.
Российский университет дружбы народов имени Патриса Лумумбы приветствует ее превосходительство доктора Самию Сулуху Hassan, президента Объединенной Республики Танзания. People's Friendship University of Russia, named after Patrice Lumumba, welcomes Her Excellency, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania.
Please, dear colleagues and guests, kindly activate your headsets. Ваше превосходительство, доктор Самия Сулуху Хасан, президент Объединенной Республики Танзания, уважаемые члены ученого совета университета, коллеги, гости и студенты. Разрешите мне, как президенту Российского университета дружбы народов имени Патриса Лумумбы, объявить: торжественная церемония, посвященная вручению регалий почетного доктора Российского университета дружбы народов имени Патриса Лумумбы, объявляется открытой.
Дамы и господа, звучит гимн Объединенной Республики Танзания. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the United Republic of Tanzania. Дамы и господа, звучит гимн Российской Федерации. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem of the Russian Federation.
Уважаемые коллеги, слово предоставляется заместителю министра науки и высшего образования Российской Федерации Могилевскому Константину Ильичу.
Уважаемая госпожа президент, уважаемые члены ученого совета, коллеги, друзья, от имени Миноборнауки России рад приветствовать вас на этой торжественной церемонии. Сегодня мы собрались здесь, чтобы вручить звание почетного доктора РУДН президенту Объединенной Республики Танзания Самии Сулуху Хассану, нашему большому другу и человеку, который вносит огромный вклад в укрепление российско-танзанийских отношений. Под вашим руководством, госпожа президент, Танзания уверенно развивается и традиционно является надежным партнером России. Яркое свидетельство тому – ежегодное увеличение числа танзанийских студентов, желающих получить высшее образование в российских университетах. Сегодня в нашей стране обучается свыше 250 граждан Танзании. Отмечаем, что их количество, равно как и интерес к российской высшей школе, продолжают расти. Благодарны вам, госпожа президент, за весомый вклад в развитие образовательного сотрудничества России и Танзании. Со своей стороны, мы активно занимаемся подготовкой национальных кадров республики российских вузов в рамках квоты правительства Российской Федерации. По сравнению с прошлым годом количество бюджетных мест увеличено почти в 2 раза и составляет 150. Мы намерены и дальше наращивать наше взаимодействие на этом треке. Буквально час назад мы с уважаемым господином министром образования, науки и технологий подписали межведомственный меморандум о сотрудничестве в сфере высшего образования, научной, научно-технической и инновационной деятельности. Этот документ закладывает прочную основу для будущих совместных проектов. Уважаемая госпожа президент, Российский университет дружбы народов имени Патриса Лумумбы с 1960 года готовит специалистов для Африки. Выпускники РУДН работают в правительствах, министерствах и ведущих компаниях по всему континенту. Мы гордимся, что среди членов Кабинета министров Танзании есть те, кто начинал свой путь именно здесь, в аудиториях на улице Миклуха-Маклая. Миноборнауки России поздравляет вас, госпожа Hassan, с этим почетным званием. Желаем вам дальнейших успехов в развитии образования и науки, а также укрепления дружественных связей между Танзанией и Россией. Благодарю за внимание.
Уважаемые участники заседания, заместитель министра Константин Ильич Могилевский очень кратко отметил ту огромную на самом деле работу, которую российское государство ведет в развитии сотрудничества со странами Африки. И особую роль в течение многих десятилетий в развитии этого сотрудничества в области образования, науки, в подготовке кадров для всех стран Африки играет Российский университет дружбы народов. И не случайно по итогам прошедшего ранее саммита глав государств России и стран Африки за вклад университета в это сотрудничество Университету дружбы народов было вновь возвращено имя Патриса Лумумбы. И более подробно об этой огромной работе, во главе которой стоит Российский университет дружбы народа, я хотел бы попросить выступить, и предоставляется слово ректору университета, профессору Ястребову Олегу Александровичу.
Ваше превосходительство, доктор Самия Сулуху Hassan, госпожа президент Объединенной Республики Танзания, уважаемые члены танзанийской делегации, уважаемые гости нашего университета, коллеги и студенты, дорогие друзья, сегодня Российский университет дружбы народов переживает поистине исторический момент. Мы с гордостью и с большой радостью вручаем регалии почетного доктора РУДН выдающемуся государственному деятелю, президенту Объединенной Республики Танзании, доктору Самии Сулуху Hassan. Этот шаг символизирует особую связь между нашим университетом и африканским континентом, а также признание заслуг главы танзанийского государства в развитии системы образования, в наращивании международного сотрудничества посредством научной дипломатии, в содействии межкультурному диалогу. И, конечно же, в углублении российско-танзанийского академического партнерства. Принципы, реализуемые под руководством президента Танзании, стратегии глубоко созвучны и лежат в основе создания Российского университета дружбы народов. РУДН – это поистине уникальный образовательный проект. История нашего университета – это история смелой идеи. Университет был основан 66 лет назад решением правительства Советского Союза. Цель – оказать содействие государствам Африки, Азии, Латинской Америки, разделив через подготовку кадров самые актуальные знания и технологии того времени. Сегодня мы продолжаем готовить высококвалифицированные кадры на ценностях дружбы, равенства, взаимопонимания и, конечно же, партнерства. Сегодня РУДН – самый международный университет в мире. У нас обучаются студенты из более чем 160 стран, а наши выпускники работают во всех странах мира. Наши достижения находят признание в международном рейтинге. РУДН стабильно входит в престижные мировые рейтинги. Мы занимаем 3-е место среди российских университетов в рейтингах QS. По ряду направлений РУДН в предметных мировых рейтингах входит в топ-100 сильнейших университетов мира. Это химия, нефтегазовое дело, лингвистика, математика, сельское хозяйство. Уже не первый год наш университет признается самым зеленым университетом нашей страны. Это для нас знак ответственности перед будущими поколениями, которые мы создаем вместе с нашими замечательными студентами. РУДН сегодня самый многопрофильный университет в России. Наши студенты в 17 учебных подразделениях осваивают свыше 800 образовательных программ. И на всех образовательных программах ребята в обязательном порядке изучают более 2 языков. Также языки программирования и искусственный интеллект в своей профессии. Для нас очень важно делиться с миром подходами России в области высоких технологий и искусственного интеллекта. Из 46 тысяч студентов, обучающих сегодня в РУДНе, свыше 13 тысяч – это иностранные граждане. И что особенно ценно, каждый 8-й – это будущий ученый. Сегодня в аспирантуре нашего университета обучается почти 2000 иностранных аспирантов. Африка – это стратегический регион, как для нашей страны, так и для нашего университета. Мы гордимся тем, что нашему университету носит имя Патриса Лумумбы, выдающегося сына Демократической Республики Конго, легендарного борца за свободу и независимость африканского континента. РУДН всегда уделял большое внимание сотрудничеству со странами Африки. Взаимодействие строится на прочном фундаменте сложившихся связей. Позвольте привести конкретные цифры, которые подтверждают стратегический характер работы университета. За всю историю наш университет подготовил свыше 16 тысяч высококвалифицированных специалистов для стран Африки. Это врачи, инженеры, агрономы, юристы, дипломаты, которые вносят существенный вклад в развитие своих государств, а также укрепляют отношения между нашими странами. В их числе более 1100 граждан Танзании. За минувшие 5 лет число студентов из Африки увеличилось вдвое. И мы видим большой потенциал для дальнейшего.
The value of African continent countries. And this pool of partnership was supplemented by one more significant higher educational establishment, I mean the Dar es Salaam Technology University. And we concluded the agreement to implement the joint educational programs on such relevant engineering systems as technical control systems and AI, and study the space sciences. The foundation of any cooperation is we have a growing demand to study Russian language in Africa. This is a language of science, diplomacy, and direct interpersonal communication. This trend relies on our systemic work on promotion of Russian language in the African continent, support of educational and enlightenment initiatives. In 5 countries, we've got the Russian language centers and pre-university training centers. Also, 19 subject-oriented classes. We are planning this year to launch these classes in the Republic of Tanzania as well. And this year, Democratic Republic of Congo, the fatherland of Patrice Lumumba, in Kinshasa University, the Russian language is mandatory for all the students of this remarkable university. RUDN, in its turn, for the best students, provides an opportunity to study Swahili language for free. Annual Day of Swahili Culture has become a good tradition for RUDN.
Местных публикаций. Отмечу высокое качество, потому что 80% из них опубликованы в высокорейтинговых журналах Q1, Q2. Это результаты исследований по самым современным тематикам, как биоинженерия, медицина, естественные
AI.
сортов высокотехнологичных,
Of high
тестируют применение российских технологий в условиях африканского климата. Госпожа президент. Хесиму из Занзибара, который досрочно завершил подготовку по направлению экономика и право. И мы гордимся тем, что свыше 1100 граждан, получивших образование в РУДН, работают сегодня на благо Танзании.
give them, they work for the Tanzania, they contribute in the receiving education in Russia. 72, almost half of them, study here in our university. We see the great potential to increase the number of Tanzanian citizens in our university. Very recently, the other day, we received an invitation to take part in the Samia program to train talented youth of Tanzania, and we confirmed our readiness to join this educational program. between our university and Tanzanian university, we have free cooperation agreements. As a part of this visit, we signed 2 more cooperation agreements. The scientists of RUDN and Tanzania are engaged in the joint research work, and in the last year we published 10 publications in the highly quoted magazines. And cooperation with universities and scientific centers of Tanzania undergoes significant changes that are taking place in the educational system of Tanzania, guided by the Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of Tanzania. These transformations are meant for the systemic increase of quality of education, development of sciences, technology and innovations, strengthening HR capital, and also broadening bilateral academic connections with the universities of the Russian Federation. Partnership between RUDN and Tanzanian University is reaching a brand new level. We rely on the strategic support of the Tanzanian colleagues and the joint commitment to the long-term cooperation. In this process, we see that the fundamental role is played by the President of Tanzania and her consistent choice in favor of scientific diplomacy, international educational cooperation, and cross-cultural dialogue for the progress, prosperity, and strengthening friendship between our peoples. This policy is fully in tune with the mission and values of RUDN University, named after Patrice Lumumba. Our strive for equality, scientific progress, and serving humanity. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the results of cooperation between RUDN and African countries testify that there is a great interest and demand for cooperation between our countries. Our partnership is based on real projects, real initiatives, very practical and tangible results. RUDN used to be and remains the friend of Africa, the leading expert center across the broad-based number of issues related to the African continent. This is the university where cultures meet each other, where ideas are manifested into practice, the leaders are shaped, and the bridges are built between countries and the people. We highly appreciate our partnership with Africa and specifically with Tanzania. I am positive that together we can accomplish even more for the educational and science development, for strengthening human capital, for the peace, mutual understanding between our people. Thanks for your precious attention. Thank you, the director of our university, for demonstration of high level of cooperation between our university. And before we move on to the ceremony to confer the honorary doctorate degree of RUDN University, and first of all, I would like to present a short video devoted to the growing and developing Tanzania. The Tanzania, those role is growing both in the African continent as well in the world. And the yesterday's meeting is another evidence and testimony to that. The meeting of the President of the United Republic of Tanzania and President of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin. This video is devoted to the growing Tanzania under the guidance of Her Excellency, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Madam Samia Suluhu Hassan. Please take a look at the screen.
Tanzania rising, a new era of diplomacy, development, and partnership. In March 2021, a new chapter began in Tanzania's development journey, guided by a bold vision for inclusive growth and sustainable prosperity. Her Excellency, President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan placed economic diplomacy at the center of Tanzania's engagement with the world. Since assuming office, her objective was clear: attract investment, promote tourism, strengthen international trade, and create opportunities for Tanzanians across all sectors of the economy. Today, the results speak for themselves. Under President Samia's leadership, Tanzania embraced a proactive and outward-looking foreign policy that strengthened economic partnerships around the globe. Through strategic engagement with investors, development partners, and international markets, Tanzania reinforced its reputation as one of Africa's most promising investment destinations. This renewed confidence translated into tangible economic gains. Between March 2021 and March 2026, Tanzania registered 1,382 foreign investment projects with a combined value of approximately $35.6 million United States dollars. These investments created 628,769 employment opportunities, while efforts strengthened Tanzania's position as a premier global destination. While opening Tanzania to significant increases in education funding has expanded access to learning opportunities. $428,400. A landmark reform under President Samia's leadership has been the extension of basic education from 7 years to 10 years. This transformative policy broadens access to education, reduces barriers to learning, and equips young Tanzanians with the knowledge and skills needed to compete in a rapidly changing global economy. The government's investment in education extends beyond primary and secondary schools. Each year, thousands of students graduate from Tanzanian universities through government-supported higher education loans. Since President Samia assumed office, more than 1.1 million students have benefited from higher education financing, opening pathways to professional careers and economic empowerment. Recognizing the importance of innovation and technology in the 21st century, the government launched the Samia Scholarship Program. By the 2026-27 academic year, 7,713 students are expected to benefit from this initiative. At the same time, 50 outstanding Tanzanian students are pursuing advanced studies abroad in data science, artificial intelligence, and related disciplines through the Samia Scholarship Extended DS AI Plus program. These investments are helping to prepare a new generation of leaders, innovators, researchers, and entrepreneurs who will drive Tanzania's transition toward a knowledge-based digital economy. From expanding economic opportunities to investing in education and human capital, Tanzania's transformation reflects a leadership vision centered on inclusion, innovation, and sustainable development. Economic diplomacy has opened new doors to investment, trade, and tourism. Education reforms are equipping future generations with the skills to seize those opportunities. Together, these achievements are laying the foundation for a stronger, more prosperous, and globally competitive Tanzania. As the nation moves forward, one message remains clear. A Tanzania that invests in its people is a Tanzania that invests in its future. Tanzania rising, together towards a brighter future.
Уважаемые коллеги, члены ученого совета университета, уважаемые гости, дорогие студенты, как было показано в докладе ректора университета Олега Александровича Ястребова, в нашем университете ежегодно обучаются студенты более чем из 160 стран мира, и выпускники нашего
the world countries, and our university graduates are working in practically every world country today. Among these alumni, there are presidents, prime ministers, many hundreds of ministers, MPs, representatives, parliaments throughout the world. We quite confer honorary doctorship titles from a Russian University of People's Friendship. This is conferred only upon those state leaders who make a significant contribution into strengthening the peace, friendship, and cooperation, realizing the mission of the Russian University of People's Friendship. As was shown also in the rector's address, Tanzania is one of the key partners of our university on the African continent. For this reason, the Academic Council of the University on the 16th of March 2026, with unanimous vote, has taken a decision to confer the head of United Republic of Tanzania the honorary title of an honorary doctor of Russian People's Friendship University, and to confer this honorary title of the honorary doctor of People's Friendship University, named after Patrice Lumumba, to Her Excellency, the President of United Republic of Tanzania, Madam Samia Suluhu Hassan. We would like to invite the Rector of the Russian University for People's Friendship, Oleg Yastrebov, and Madam Samia Suluhu Hassan.
предоставляется
goes to
впервые
for the Honorary Doctor of Russian Friendship People's Friendship University, named after Patrice Lumumba, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan.
Please be seated. Honorable Valery Falkov, Minister of Science and Higher Education of the Russian Federation, Professor Vladimir Filipov, Friendship University of Russia, distinguished members of the University Council and Senate, members of the Diplomatic Corps, esteemed professors, lecturers, researchers, and administrative staff, wanafunzi wa Tanzania, hamjambo. Mambo. Asante sana. Thank you. Members of the press, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, it is with deep humility, profound and gratitude that I stand here before you today to receive the honorary doctorate degree, Honoris Causa, from the People's Friendship University of Russia, an institution whose name and history speak strongly to the friendship and nations of the dignity of all peoples. First and foremost, I render gratitude to this moment of fellowship, reflection, and shared commitment to knowledge. I further extend my sincere appreciation to the University Council, the Senate, the Rector, the academic community, and the students of RUDN University for this distinguished honor. Thank you very much. I must admit that when I received the news of this conferment, it dawned on me that this honor is not mine alone. Rather, it is a tribute to our shared commitment to progress, cooperation, and the advancement of humanity. It is also a recognition of the journey of friendship, most powerful bridges between our nations. Professor Yastrebov, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the People's Friendship University of Russia occupies a special place in the history of international education. Since its establishment in 1960s, this university has carried a mission that remains deeply relevant today: to bring together young people from different countries, and I met some of them down there receiving me, but cultures and histories, and prepare them not only for professional success, but for their service to humanity. The very name of this university reminds us that knowledge must never be isolated from friendship, but rather serve as a cornerstone for international and intercultural understanding and proximity. It is in this recognition that we train leaders who can serve a world that is increasingly connected, but still deeply in need of wisdom. This is very important. The world is very much connected, but need deep wisdom. And this is what RUDN University is doing to our students. For Africa, The history of this university is of a particular significance. Its association with Patrice Lumumba, one of the enduring symbols of Africa's struggle for independence and dignity, gives this institution a moral resonance that goes beyond academia. It reminds us that education and freedom are often intertwined, that knowledge has been loyal companion in the journey of newly independent nations, and that universities can become powerful instruments of human liberation, national development, and global solidarity. In this connection, it is worth noting that the Russian Federation played a significant role in the African liberation struggle and has consistently remained a dependable partner in the quest for socio-economic progress in Africa. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for Tanzania, RUDN University is not a distant institution. It is part of our shared history of cooperation, which goes beyond the confines of education and deeply grounded by the fraternal relations between Tanzania and Russia. It is a relationship shaped by solidarity, mutual respect, and cooperation in areas that matter the lives of our peoples. In this regard, it is pleasing to note that our relationship in the education sector has grown tremendously. Over the years, more than 5,000 Tanzanians have pursued higher education in the former Soviet Union and later Russian Federation. They proudly returned home as doctors, as engineers, as scientists, as defense experts, as diplomats, as teachers, as administrators, and as public servants. Approximately a quarter of them, around 1,100, as the rector has mentioned, of these students studied at this very university. Congratulations. Their knowledge, discipline, and service have significantly contributed to sectoral development and national building efforts in general. This is the quiet power of education. A student leaves home with a dream, crosses borders in search of knowledge, and returns with the tools to help build a nation. This is a quiet power of education. And in that journey, one life is transformed, and eventually the family is transformed, the community is transformed, and the entire country and nation is transformed. This is the power of education. Distinguished guests, in Tanzania, at independence, our access to higher education was very limited. The University of Dar es Salaam, established in 1961, began with a small first cohort of less than 20 students. Today, Tanzania is a home to 52 universities and university colleges owned by public and private sector, with annual enrollment exceeding 250 students. This progress reflects decades of national efforts, sacrifice, and belief in the transformative power of education. Nevertheless, we are not oblivious to the fact that demands of the future far outweigh the current demands. It is evident that the world is changing at a remarkable pace. Economies are being reshaped by energy transition, digital technologies, artificial intelligence, data science, robotics, biotechnology, climate innovation, and advanced medicine. No nation in the world can afford to be left behind. For Tanzania and for Africa more broadly, the question is not whether we shall participate in the knowledge economy, but rather It is how we shall prepare our young people well enough to lead within the changing world. Being cognizant of the current trends, Tanzania Development Vision 2050 places knowledge, skills, science, technology, and innovation at the heart of our national transformation agenda. We are aware that roads, ports, energy projects or energy systems, industries, and digital platforms are essential. But we also know that infrastructure alone does not transform the nation. Transformation requires people, skilled people, disciplined people, innovative people, and patriotic people who understand that knowledge must serve the common good. And the RUDN University is supporting Tanzania in this transformation, in preparing our young people to be ready to serve their nation. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is in this spirit that my government established the Samia Scholarship Program in 2023. The program was created to support high-performing Tanzanian students, especially in science, technology, engineering, mathematics, medicine, and other strategic fields. Its purpose is simple, but of utmost importance, deeply important, to ensure that no academically gifted Tanzanian is denied access to world-class education because of financial constraints. So this is what Samia Scholarship was doing, supporting the talented students from the poor families to proceed with their further education. To date, the Samia Scholarship Program has supported more than 5,000 outstanding students in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics disciplines. We are now expanding opportunities for high achievers to pursue advanced studies in the fields such as data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, medicine engineering, oil and gas, environmental science, and climate-related technologies. This initiative is not only an education program, it is a conscious national investment in the future. We know that we are investing today, but these young ones, they are going to serve and lead the nation in the future. It is an investment in the doctor who will save lives, investment to an engineer who will build infrastructure, a scientist who will solve problems, an innovator who will create jobs, a teacher who will shape generations. And it is an investment in the young Tanzanian who believes that knowledge is not complete until it serves the society. In this regard, I see great potential for deeper cooperation between Tanzanian universities and RUDN University. We welcome expanded scholarship opportunities, joint research, academic mobility, staff and student exchanges, curriculum development, and specialized programs aligned with Tanzanians' development priorities. We would also welcome cooperation under which experienced Russian professors and specialists, including retired experts in critical fields, may support academic programs in Tanzania under the mutually agreed frameworks. Such cooperation would strengthen our universities, enrich our students, and deepen the academic and cultural ties between our two countries. I'm glad to learn that today several memorandum of understanding will be signed or have been signed to enhance cooperation between our learning institutions. And my Minister of Education is here, who has done this great job. Thank you very much. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, permit me to direct my discourse to students who are here with us today. Dear students, you are studying at a time of great uncertainties, but also with great possibilities. The world you inherit will require more than skills and certificates. It will require character. It will require discipline. It will require curiosity. It will require compassion and patriotism. And it will require the ability to work across cultures, across disciplines, and across borders. Whether you come from Russia, Tanzania, Africa, Asia, Latin America, the Middle East, or elsewhere, remember this: education is not only a pathway to personal success, it is also a call to public responsibility. The knowledge you receive here should help you build, heal, innovate, and serve. It will prepare you not only to find your place in the world, but to improve the world around you. A degree may open doors for you, but what you do after passing through those doors is what will define your contribution to humanity. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as I receive this honor today, I do so with humility. I receive it as a President of the United Republic of Tanzania. I receive it as a daughter of Africa. I receive it as a passionate believer in education. And I receive it as a friend of this university and of the Russian people. This award is not uniquely mine. It is a tribute to the people of Tanzania, whose confidence and trust have given me the privilege to serve. It belongs to the teachers who shaped us, the parents who sacrificed for us, and the young people whose dreams continue to remind us that leadership must always be about service and not ourselves. The Tanzanian founding father, Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, taught us that development must always place the human being at the center. That lesson continues to guide us. What you have seen in the documentary is because of this reminder of our founding father. And knowing that education has always played a central role in our development path, it should, in that respect, serve humanity. And we are here and ready to serve the humanity. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as a humble recipient of this honor, and now a member of the RUDN fraternity, I commit myself to further strengthen academic, cultural, and people-to-people ties between Tanzania and this esteemed institution. I'll continue to encourage Tanzanian students and scholars to see RUDN as a place of learning, friendship, and opportunity. And at this point, let me once again express my heartfelt appreciation to the leadership of RUDN University, the University Council, the Senate, the Rector, the professors, staff, and students for this historic recognition. Thank you very much. I'm grateful for this. May RUDN University, the Russian Federation, and the United Republic of Tanzania continue to prosper. Long live friendship between Russia and Tanzania. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Spasiba. Thank you very much.
Уважаемые участники торжественной церемонии,
Ceremonial event. Today, all of us together witnessed the historic event, historic moment that will be always kept in the history, in the census of our unique Russian People's Friendship University named after Patrice Lumumba. The decision of the Academic Council of our university is a recognition of high merits and personal contribution of Madam President in the development of Russian-Tanzanian relationships, in strengthening friendship between our peoples. Also, this is a great symbol of great respect and deep appreciation for the role that the United Republic of Tanzania plays in the modern world and in the development of multilateral cooperation of the Russian Federation with the African continent countries. We witnessed yesterday, many of us witnessed the President of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin, congratulated Mrs. Samia Suluhu Hassan on this high honorable award, the Honorary Doctor of RUDN University Award. We are positive that our today's ceremony will lay a strong foundation for further extension of connections between Russia and Tanzania. We are always happy to see you, Madam President, and representatives of your wonderful country within the walls of our university. The ceremony of conferring the diploma of Honorary Doctor of RUDN University is coming to a closure. But while, Madam President, it is not done, it is not over yet, because the students of our university, they really want to make a gift for everyone, for you personally, and for every participant of this ceremonial event. I would like you to take the front row seat and enjoy this performance, this gift by the students of RUDN University for you.
Барыня, барыня, вот такая барыня. Вы пляшите, пол не проломите. У нас в подполе вода, вы не утоните. Ух ты, барыня моя. Чтобы печка разгорелась, надо жару подавать. Чтоб частушка лучше пелась, надо пляски помогать. Барыня, 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 сударыня. Барыня, 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 сударыня. Утки серы, утки беловатые. Если дерзить нам полезут, мы не виноватые. Барыня, 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 сударыня. Барыня, 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 сударыня. Ох, Милка моя, Милка ласковая, все конфеты из кармана повытаскивала. Барыня, 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 сударыня. Барыня, 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 сударыня.
А у меня на сарафане розовые маки. В пятый день из-за меня на деревне драки.
Барыня, 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 сударыня. Барыня, 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 сударыня. Мы частушки петь кончаем, мы садимся в решето. До свидания, улыбаем. За частушками еще. Барыня, 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 сударыня. 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 Барыня, барыня. Барыня, барыня. Барыня, барыня. Барыня, барыня. Барыня, 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 сударыня. Барыня, 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 сударыня. Барыня, 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 сударыня. Барыня, 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 сударыня.
Уважаемые коллеги, разрешите торжественную церемонию посвященную вручению регалий почетного доктора
Conferment of the honorary doctor's degree upon the President of the United Republic of Tanzania. Ceremony is hereby concluded. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Убедительная просьба: в течение 10 минут мы остаемся в актовом зале. Госпожа президент должна покинуть университет, из соображений безопасности мы пока остаемся в зале. Через 10 минут все двери откроются, и мы покинем этот зал. Спасибо за понимание.